EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for August 22nd, 2023. It is Tuesday, and we have not a lot to talk about here in the early part of the week. We do have some weather moving in the latter part of the week. Some of you have asked me about when are we getting rain? We need some rain. We do need a little bit. We're not that far behind in August, as I explained in yesterday's video. Not really as far behind as you think, especially since we had a very wet July to hold us over. But we do have partly cloudy skies today, mixture of clouds and sun today. Much cooler temperatures today, as you see above me. 76 to 81 is the temperature spread from northwest to southeast today, and not much different here on Wednesday, except we are going to expecting mostly sunny skies here on Wednesday as opposed to partly cloudy. We will have a system moving toward us. This is actually a warm front that's moving toward us here on Wednesday, and it's going to get in kind of late, as you can see in the high-resolution rapid refresh, starting this off at 5 p.m. On Wednesday. You see the opportunity for some scattered showers and perhaps even some thunderstorms moving toward the area, and this runs out of range, but I just want to show you that it is moving toward us. So this is going to come through during the overnight Wednesday night. Might have an increase in clouds during the evening ahead of this, and then we have this coming through in the overnight. We have to go over to the NAM longer range to be able to see what this is doing overnight, and it does bring some showers and periods of rain during the overnight hours into Thursday morning, and then that moves off to the south, and you still have some lingering showers that are going to be continuing throughout the part of the day here on Thursday, and you can see that here on the European model as well. This moves through overnight, and it continues in spots here on Thursday during the day. So I think Wednesday night, Thursday is probably your best chance to see any kind of stratiform rain out of this that could be meaningful. It doesn't look like a ton of precipitation, but it does have enough that you can get a little bit of a soaker there during that time frame. And especially on Wednesday night when that initial batch comes through. And then on Friday, on the opposite side of this warm front, we have some scattered showers and thunderstorms possible, but the European model is not really showing too much. There's actually a front that's associated with this, and it's hard to see, but there is a front associated with this that is going to bring the opportunity, at least, for some scattered showers and thunderstorms, just not a full-blown thing here. Here's your front right here, moving right through the region. That's moving off to the south and east, but it does have most of the activity down here on the European model. Once the NAM gets into range and a better range, we'll be able to see exactly what we're dealing with here on Friday. But right now, it's kind of very widely scattered stuff that we're dealing with on Friday. And then on Saturday, the front is going to move through, and you can see clearly on this image where the front is. It's way off to the south here on Saturday in association with this area low pressure up here. There's where your front is. There's still a secondary front that's sitting back here, though, kind of sitting like this. And that is going to attempt to come through. That's where, when that comes through overnight Saturday night, you're going to have some really cool temperatures on Sunday and Monday in the wake of this. But it looks like just the far northern areas are going to get any precipitation. You can see it's kind of right in here. There's the precipitation in between there on Saturday. So we left just a stray or an isolated shower or storm in the forecast here for Saturday, but that's mainly for our central and southern areas. Our northern areas might have more of an isolated chance. It's just a matter of semantics, 20% or 30% versus 20%, and that's it. Because once this moves through overnight, you lose the daytime heating, and that goes away. Okay. Now you see in the picture here where the front is. The front is now down here on Sunday night. You see this bugger right here. This is actually a tropical storm that's currently in the Caribbean, which is Tropical Storm Franklin. This is going to move up the coast here, but because of this trough being in place here, it's actually going to block, we think, the East Coast from getting any kind of effects from this. And as you see, as this moves, it moves very close to the shoreline here and moves off to the north and east and races there. From a synoptic setup here, this does make sense, okay? We have a trough that's sitting over the northeast United States, which is kind of like this. That's where the jet stream's going, so it's going to take this and move it off in this direction. That's generally what the idea is right now. A hurricane or tropical storm still has to follow the laws of physics. This is not something you just make up its own mind, despite many people thinking that it has a mind of its own. It does to some extent, but not. It can't defy the laws of physics, and it can't go through an existing trough that's over the northeast United States. This trough is actually going to protect us, even though it's going to be cooler than some people would like it. I know it's summertime. Some people are like, well, it's summer and we're getting cooler temperatures again. And this has been a common theme this summer, and it has. And some of you are very into the hotter temperatures for maybe on a pool, maybe just like the heat and humidity for whatever reason. I don't know. But you know, you have your reasons. But the summer lovers can attest that this summer has not gone as planned as far as the 90-degree days, the high heat and humidity. We had little hints of it here and there, but that's about it. But this trough that's in place is going to be in place through the end of the month. This is getting out at the 29th, 30th time frame here, so this is out a ways. And, you know, there's going to be a trough in place there at that time as well. And also, we think over Labor Day weekend, it's going to be still intact. It's after that point when we start getting more of a zonal flow and we have the temperatures increasing a little bit, at least to average, if not slightly above, going through much of September. So we're going to keep an eye on this next week just in case, but I don't think it's going to be something that's going to be affecting us locally other than maybe some rip currents along the shore points for those with beach interests and marine interests. Okay, so that's basically what we'll be dealing with in this time frame, and that's something for next week. Okay, today's Tuesday. This is looking at next Tuesday right here, next Tuesday afternoon. So we have a lot of time to look at that and see what's going on. I did share something in the forum yesterday of the tracks. Here's Franklin where it is now. It's down here in the just south of the Hispaniola, Dominican Republic area. It's going to do one of these numbers here. This is the tracks. These tracks here are not from the National Hurricane Center. They're from me. I took a bunch of different looks at all the different systems that were out there. And this was actually an earlier image. This is now Tropical Depression 9 at the time I'm doing, or potential Cyclone 9, whatever they call it. It's actually a little bit further west than this. Is going to make landfall into Texas. That is probably going to become a named system before it makes landfall in South Texas here. This is Franklin. It's pretty much in the same general area, just kind of meandering down there. It is expected to head northeast and then go around an existing ridge. There's an existing ridge here out near the Azores that's kind of directing everything around it. So it's going to move up to the north and east, back toward the United States like we just showed, and then it's going to curve to the northeast, we think, because of that trough. And all the other systems here are either going to dissipate, like Emily already has, and Gert already has. It's now a post-tropical depression at this point, and it's going to be kind of just falling. That's why I have these little straight lines. There's not an arrow at the end of it because it's just going to fizzle and fall apart. Emily did so a little bit faster than expected, but this one here is also going to recurve, we think, and it should become named before it does so. But the whole point here is through the end of August anyway. We don't think there's going to be any threats to the east coast of the United States. Just this one system here in the Gulf that's going to make landfall in South Texas. It should be, we think it's going to be a tropical storm by the time it does so across southern Texas. But the rest of these, even though there's a lot of activity out here, probably don't affect the United States. Now, when we get into September, with more of that zonal flow, we get a little bit of ridging involved there. That could change some things. And, of course, hurricane season goes to the end of November. And for us locally, our best storms, our biggest storms, and the ones that are most directly affecting our area have been historically in September and October. Of course, remember Sandy was October 29th of 2012. So that can still happen very late in the season, especially for this area. So we have to keep a close eye on the tropics here going forward. But I don't think we're going to have to deal anything in the nearer term up through the end of August already, which is probably going to be beyond that we have any threats to monitor. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich. That is your outlook for August 22nd, 2023. Have a great Tuesday.